Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to talk about all new Logitech G923 steering wheel and pedals for sim racing, and this is definitely something interesting because they implemented TrueForce. Now what is TrueForce, what does it do, and all the other specs, we're going to get into that very soon. Basically, I think we should talk about box content first. You get the steering wheel, you get the pedals, as I already mentioned a couple of times. You get this is a power adapter for your power supply to connect everything all together and to give it power. Now, when we're talking about pedals, we have the connectivity. This is some sort of a serial port that you connect at the bottom part of the steering wheel, and you have, of course, throttle, brake and clutch. Sorry, throttle, brake and clutch, wrong side, I twisted everything. And for the steering wheel, you actually have almost the same steering wheel as the last time, well, at least for the design. You have the standard shape of the PS4 controller, you have the gear shifters, and you have the let's say screws to tie up the bottom legs so you can adjust the steering wheel to your table. Now connecting the steering wheel, you have an USB connectivity, and right here at the bottom you have all the connection that is needed to make the pedals work with the steering wheel. Of course, you can always get the manual transmission and connect it right here on the left side. So connectivity on the steering wheel is manual transmission, pedals and power. So that's all there is to it. And you have nice channels here to rearrange the cables and make it look really nice. I know some of you really like nice clean setup, so basically that is it. Now when we're talking about TrueForce and what does it actually do, TrueForce is actually a next generation technology that connects directly to games physics engines to produce higher fidelity real-time force feedback, which is really cool because the last model, the G29, didn't have that. Now dual clutch launch control, this is something new also. Get off the starting line cleaner and faster with a programmable dual clutch, maximum traction and minimum smoke. Okay, that's a little bit of a, let's say, artistic description, but basically you have a dual clutch launch control, which could definitely give you a better starting point when you're on the grid. Race proven specs, the trusted dual motor force feedback mechanism, helical gearing, genuine leather wrap, aluminum spokes, steel shifter and pedals. Now Logitech never disappoints when it comes to material quality, and they didn't do that here as well. And complete control, you have the racing control and data you need from the 24-point selector on wheel controls, RPM LEDs and progressive brake springs. I installed the iRacing game to test out the pedals and to test out the TrueForce on the steering wheel and everything else. First of all, in the iRacing game you can actually manage the amount of force needed to push each, so throttle, brake, clutch, and you can adjust it as you wish, but also they can measure the press, so it gives you a better feedback while driving, of course. When it comes to the G923, the TrueForce really does give you back feedback from the driving, and the amount that returns back the, let's say, a TrueForce, it gives you basically the vibrations back, making it more realistic while you're driving. Now G923 functions on PC and PS4, so you can use it on Assetto Corsa Competizione. My apologies, I'm not Italian. Then again, you have the console, so you have the GT Sport, and basically for the Xbox you can use TrueForce support which is already integrated, so you can use the same settings as for your PC. Now, as I mentioned, only two games currently function with the TrueForce, which are the Assetto Corsa Competizione and iRacing. But I think forthcoming TrueForce support titles will be Dirt Rally 2.0 on all platforms somewhere in mid-August. Grid will be on all platforms early August. F1 2020 should be in the game launch, and Project Cars 3 in late August. If you're asking if you could play any other game that doesn't support TrueForce, you can. It's basically it won't just use TrueForce. Now, for example, this is a next generation realism. With TrueForce you have the accuracy doubled compared to the previous generation force feedback technologies, so G923 is capable of replicating frequencies up to 1 kilohertz for a huge leap in racing realism and precision. TrueForce also integrates directly with the game physics and audio to unlock high-definition, real-time force feedback. Tire grip, suspension, weight, horsepower, even unique engine sound resonance are immediately and accurately felt through the wheel, which is amazing. Basically taking into consideration that you could feel everything from the tires, the squeaking of the tires going over the side curves and everything through the steering wheel and shaking constantly. Well, basically not constantly, but when for instance you're driving a normal car, racing car for instance, and you go to a track, you go to the side curb and then you just feel the wheel shaking. This will transfer it to your wheel here for the G923. Now, when we're going into the Logitech G Hub, you have a persistent profile, which is standard profile. You have the possibility to change commands, keys, actions, macros, and system, giving you loads of possibilities to adjust basically anything you wish on the steering wheel. Now, when we go to the actual steering wheel, you have the operating range. When you twist your steering wheel, you can actually see how many circles can it make, which is astonishing because it has an operating range from 900, so 450, and 450 on the other side. You have the possibility to adjust that. You have the sensitivity also to adjust the sensitivity of the steering wheel. Centering spring strength to adjust that as well. Centering spring in force feedback games with TrueForce that utilizes the actual physics engine in supported games, and you can apply the settings from the game, which already has predefined. And then we go to the pedal sensitivity, which you can also adjust, so clutch, brake, acceleration, and giving you basically more options to adjust everything through the Logitech G Hub, and you can combine pedals as well. Now, driving iRacing, basically I bought this game just to test out the G923, and you can clearly see I'm not a professional driver when it comes to that game, but I'm really looking forward to see Project Cars or any other game that basically I already own, that I'm already used to driving G29. Really curious when they implement the TrueForce to see how those games will work with the G923. Really curious also the TrueForce. So guys, yeah, I mean, this is some sort of a refreshment of the G29, giving you more feedback from the game. Basically, when you're driving, and imagine you're having a VR glasses and just going deeply into the game, wheel will be transferring to you more feedback from the track, giving you more feel that you're driving almost like a real car. So all the curbs that you hit, all the brakes, tire squeaking, start, brakes, everything is transferred to the wheel. Of course, when all the games actually implement TrueForce, that will be amazing. And all in all, driving G923, well, driving with G923 without the manual transmission, because I really like the pedals right here at the back. But nevertheless, Logitech G923 TrueForce steering wheel and pedals really are making something different on the market, giving you basically some more feedback from the game. and that's all there is to it. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button if you like the video. Also leave a comment on your thoughts. What do you think about the G29 or G923? Will you be switching to get more real feedback from the game? And of course, if you didn't subscribe, don't forget to click the subscribe button, and I'll see you in another one. Bye bye.